Last time we started and completed While Guthix Sleeps. We also went over what our account goals are going to be at the current moment, as well as started our Moons grind. Let's get into episode 2. Now, one of the things about RuneScape is it is an extremely addicting game to me, and I have a hard time not playing it, even while off stream. And I learned that maybe that's not always the best case when it comes to loot, as we'll see in the future. But in terms here, I killed a bunch of blue dragons and got 70 prayers so that I could do the Knight's Ransom quest, allowing me to do the Knight's Wave and complete our official Moons build by having Piety. And this should help speed up the kills to a pretty good amount per hour and per day. And now that we're all set, we are ready to lock ourselves to the Moons of Peril until it is green-locked. Or, like I said before, at least getting a full set of Eclipse as well as Blood Moon. So the current setup that I have here with now Piety, we were able to start doing about 50 to 60 runs a day. Keep in mind that is with killing all 3 of the bosses. If we're able to get some items or a drop that completes a set, for instance, we'll be able to drop one of the bosses and really start pushing our kills to the max as far as per hour. And starting off at 150, we get our first piece of the day, and this puts us at 3 pieces of the Blue Moon. So one more piece of that, which is the legs, and we are going to be finished killing the Blue Moon and working on just Blood and the Eclipse. Still no Eclipse set either, by the way. We are starting to really get up there in KC to not see a single piece of that set. Kinda no bueno, you know? This is 184 KC, so as you can see, we have gone pretty dry here yet. Again, we have not really been very lucky here. This is a chair pool. I walked outside and just clicked it. I was really hoping for something good. Didn't get it, but that's okay. We keep on trucking. You know, that's what we do. We are a grinder, and we will always get that grind, and it pays off. At KC 188, we get our Blood Moon chest piece. And I'm going to pull up the log here so you can see where we're sitting currently. There is something that I wanted to take note of here. I know it's not related to the log, but it is related to the visuals on my videos. I've actually changed my UI to try to help with the visuals of the actual content that I'm putting on the YouTube video, so bear with this episode. It should get better moving forward. Thank you again. I really appreciate that patience and understanding. And as you can see here, we have 9 of 13 at 188. And if we're looking at it in terms of drop rates at a 1 in 19, we are kind of on rate. I mean, I think we're supposed to be at about 10 right now, and we're at 9, but we have completed our Blood Moon set, which means we no longer have to kill him, and that's a really big bonus because that boss is troublesome. With the amount that he heals, it's just quite a pain, especially since I don't have any barrows and I'm kind of just going in raw here with a rune chest. He was a pain, so it's really nice to have that done. And now, since we're getting rid of that boss, our amount of KC goes up quite a bit for the hour and the days total. So we're going to start pushing content here really quickly in the Moons to try to finish this off. And coming in here, we got chest 190. I do want to take note that the loot inside of here is actually really nice for an Ironman. One, since we plan on using the Atlatl, getting all these Atlatl darts is absolutely phenomenal, as well as the seeds that we're getting. My favorite out of here has been the U seeds, which is really helping with our farming. And it also gives us super compost in bulk, which will help get ultra composts, so that's also very nice. And then we get a bunch of Harlander and Irit weeds, which is super good for mastering mixology. And as you can see here, I'm trying to do some hourly math to see how long the grind's gonna take me, and bada bing. Yoink! 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 Give me my loot, baby. Well, it's a good thing that's going to get edited out and not sent into the full video on release. Anyways, continuing on, the mastering mixology is actually a really good idea for Ironman at medium levels to get that 77 so that we can make the highest level brews for Cox, which is, again, one of our goals here to get into rating sooner rather than later. Let's have a look at the log at the moment here. We are sitting at 10 drops for 246 KC, and now we are running just 2 of the bosses, making these about 4-minute runs, which means I can do about 15 of them an hour, and I was streaming for, about 8 hours a day. So we're pushing out some KC very quick. I don't expect this grind to last much longer, to be honest. And then I did something stupid. I played the game off stream, and I didn't get the footage because I'm an idiot. This is where I decided that I was going to really stop doing any main game content while not streaming to make sure that I don't lose the footage for you guys. But when we were off stream, we did, I believe, like 47 runs, and it gave us actually 2 items. We ended up completing the mage set for Blue Moon, and we ended up getting another Eclipse piece. So at this point, we are only 1 drop away from completing the Moons of Peril in green logging it and moving on to our next goal. Apologies again, there is going to be a learning curve here on making RuneScape content, and I am facing those at the moment, but I promise as we move forward, the content and the editing and the gameplay will just get better ultimately, I promise. Well, maybe not the gameplay. I'm going to try to make the gameplay better, but everything else will get better, I assure you. And then we hit a pretty dry streak. This is 296 for the chest, and here we have 299, 310, and finally at 327, we have completed the Moons of Peril. We are free! 327 chests later, we have accomplished the first decent-sized goal on the Ironman. We are officially ready to start pushing towards raids. There it is. The log is gonna be... Click it, Satorix. Green. And we wanted to put the new Eclipse set to use, so we went to get our Fire Cape, which we don't have. I haven't done a Fire Cape in like 5 years. Look at this moron. Where is he going? I actually did think that this was the right place to be. I was so confused on what was happening. I didn't understand. But look at the confusion on this moron's face. Let's point and laugh at the dummy. What an idiot, dude. What an absolute idiot. Nah, we're probably going to edit that part out too. Anyways, into the Fire Cape. Like I said, I haven't done a Fire Cape in 5 years. This was the hardest part. It gave me a bad spawn on a range and the mage, and I didn't bring anything to heal with because, well, I thought... I brought Ancients, but I didn't bring food because I thought, well, I'm not going to die. It's a Fire Cape. How hard can it be? This is the lowest I got. This is as hard as it can be. After this, it was pretty much just smooth sailing onto Jad, and if you were curious, yeah, I did have some Jad hands. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little bit more Jad hands than I assumed that I would have. To be fair, I'm a pretty comfortable player with swapping prayers, so it gave me realization that I'm still a little rusty, and I'm gonna have to do a little bit of training still before we're ready to actually go into the good old raids to start looting. And here goes the Jad fight. Kick the music off. What kind kind of music was that? So much better. Get rid of that other sound guy. What the? And just like that, we had ourselves a fire cave. Don't look at the time, okay? Don't worry about that. It was fast, so fast. And that brings us to our next grind to be had. We will be back at the Tormented Demons. And the Tormented Demons, we are looking for a minimum of 2 synapse. And that's really what we care about here. If we get Burning Claws, great. If we don't, I don't care. We need 2 synapse for the Scorching Bow so that we can go kill Krill and get our Hasta. And I personally want a second one so that I can upgrade my Arc Light into an Ember Light and never have to worry about getting shards for that weapon again. I also think that in the future, considering Abbey Demons and a bunch of other mobs, such as getting Zenites, having 2 Demon Bane weapons is just going to be a blessing. I know people have gone dry here and it can be torturous, but I'm doing everything on task, so we should be getting a lot of Slayer experience that we need. We're still looking to eventually get our Trident. We still need our Necreal's tasks. We still need Dragon Boots. We still need a Whip. So we'll be doing all of this on task, and these give an insane amount of Slayer experience. So I am on task, and I did also boost the amount of kills on Greater Demons, so we're averaging about 220 to 250 kills per task. So definitely going to be getting a lot of stats throughout this grind, hopefully getting our account to look pretty good. But this is going to be home for the next, I don't know, let's find out, shall we? And while we have some footage in the background just rolling of us killing Tormented Demons, I wanted to thank you guys again for watching my video. I'm really glad that some of you guys liked the starting point of the last episode. Obviously, I know this isn't a beginner Ironman series, it's a mid-level Ironman series, but I'm still pretty gung-ho on grinding pretty hard. I, again, like I said, stream minimum 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, so don't be afraid to ever come by and say hi. And I am efficiently grinding for our account goals. As far as the video release schedule and what I'm planning on doing on that front, I'm thinking that I would like to do weekly video uploads. Now, I don't know how that actually ends up looking, just based on the grinds that we have ahead of us. This video in and of itself was, you know, so many minutes of just literally opening up the lunar chest. And if you guys want me to make videos like this or even like that moving forward, where it's literally just a step-by-step of weekly progression regardless, I have no problems doing that. Or if you'd rather me wait until I get enough footage for actual content that I can and put together, but it might be a little bit longer than 1 week at a time. I'm curious to know what you guys would like. Give me a comment, let me know which way you'd like to see it. But in the meantime, we're probably going to call it here for episode 2. We had a lot of big gains with the finishing of the moons, getting our prayer up to 70 and getting piety, and in getting our fire cape. So we're full gung-ho on the farm here for the tormented demons, and let's prage to the RNG that it's not so bad. If you guys liked the video and you want to see the next one, hit that like, hit that sub. I am live on Twitch 9 to 5 Eastern, Monday through Friday. And I'm going to be honest, I'm quite the RuneScape addict. So chances are I actually stream on the weekends from time to time too. You might catch a lucky stream then. We have a lot of fun on stream. It's definitely worth coming by and at least saying hi. Trust me, it's a good time. Thank you guys again for watching the video, and until the next one, boys. Peace.